Hi there, Zsoka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to show you a few new products, mostly 4x4-inch cover plates, except for this one. This is called a dotted circle, and as you can see it's two pieces. And then I have two 4x4 cover plates. As you can see, they have no edges, so you can actually use them on other sizes as well. And then I'm going to embellish all of them with the flower garden flowers. Now, this was the whole idea. I really wanted to create cards that have this peek through effect, but of course I have to put my design elements somewhere, and also maybe provide some space on the inside of the card where you can write a short message. And then I also wanted to use the same dies in a different kind of way. So here they will not be the die cuts will be layered on top of the card base, like more traditional way, I guess. Here I cut the polka dots from two different craft card stocks, and I turned it 90 degrees, and then I have a more, I don't know, it's like a bit of a different design. So I'll show you the flowers that how I put together the flowers, but again, they are really straightforward. And you also always have the graphic on the back of the packaging of the dies, so it should help you, with your projects, or how to put them together. And so the berries, I die cut the berries from 3 different colors. And then for my stems and greenery, I actually chose blue cardstocks, just to go with something different, I guess. And by the way, I'm not super into square cards, but I already had a few requests over the years from customers for something that fits square cards good, well. And I recently, because I really didn't have any specific ideas, I just thought, why not do this? Let's try, to see if you guys also like it. I actually really liked working with them. Sometimes I do need something different, I'm bored with the same old. So I did like that. And again, you can also create different formats. You don't have to create the square cards with this. They will fit onto a normal A2 size card or bigger cards as well. The design, the square design itself that die cuts into the paper is 4x4. The die is a bit larger, so I guess you will see what I mean. But I just wanted to make sure that they all fit onto a standard A2 size card. Now I am actually working on this is a very simple card. I die cut the circle, and now I'm going to fill the little circles with different colors. And then I also die cut the circle again, and I will layer it over the first white cardstock layer, just to add some dimension. In fact, I think it might have been 3 layers of white cardstock. So I chose a bunch of blues here. The whole color inspiration actually came from the mid blue, the one in the middle. That's like a cobalt blue. It's a beautiful cardstock. And I just added some different colors to it. You see, I actually did use 3 layers it just gives such a nice dimension, so I like that. And here I just wanted to show you that if you turn it in a different way, it gives this cool pattern. But then in the end I decided not to do that because I wanted to add some enamel dots, embellishments into the little circles, so that's why I didn't turn it. So again, this one is from the Birthday Sentiments die set. Let me check. I should have the die set next to me. I just wanted to check how many. Oh, do I not have it? Yeah, so there are 6 sentiments in that set. The sentiment itself, and then you can see that there's also shadow die. So, and then the way I always prepare these, I die cut the shadow twice from heavyweight white cardstock, and then I die cut the sentiment itself from white heavyweight cardstock, and then again from the color that I want, and then I layer them together. So it's basically 4 layers of cardstock, so it's nice and sturdy. Now I'm trying to see what I can do here, and in the end I decided to die cut these smaller circles, 2 for each card, and then I'm adding that to the middle, so I actually have some like a peekaboo effect, but I can also use that circle to add my little flower clusters. I don't really have a recipe for how I do this. I just start by, I don't know, by putting down one flower and then just add the rest, and then, you know, I just move them around until I'm happy with them. And as you can see, I haven't really used the leaves for those, for some of these flowers that have these stems of the tulip, for example, because I knew that I was gonna hide it behind other flowers, so I didn't really need that. And because that blue is really one of my favorites, I definitely wanted to add that, and the whole inspiration for the color scheme came from that. So okay, and then the berries, as you can see, I cut apart, and then I tuck some in a different spot, so it looks like there's more than there actually is. And now I am gluing down the first layer. I don't know if you can see in this light, but that's a darker kind of craft cardstock, and then I have 2 layers here, heavyweight white and the lighter craft cardstock. And as you can see, I turned it 90 degrees, so I actually have that grid design on the polka dots, which I kind of liked. And I added some foam tape in between, so there's actually some dimension there. And here I just thought that I could add the flowers in the corner, and I'm only adding it in one corner. Normally on a larger card I probably would add another cluster in the opposite corner, so like the bottom left. But on this one I just chose a sentiment for that area. And also I didn't really want to cover up all the polka dots, because, you know, that's the interesting part of the design. And yeah, you can see I go back and forth with the flowers, and every time I glue down one, I have to kind of rearrange the whole thing. I know you could do this with what's it called? I always forget that. Press and seal. I even have it. but I forget about it, and also they are different dimensions. I don't know. I'm not good with that. And then I pulled out some of the new glitter enamel dots. This is the aubergine and the peach sets. And then I'll just add a few. I chose, I created 10 packs, all my favorite colors. And because of that, I actually have matching cardstock, I think. So I will always be able to use these. And because this is such a simple card, I wanted to add some more texture to it, or a different texture than we had before. So I'm adding some color coordinated enamel dots here. And yeah, I don't have cobalt. That I did not, maybe sometime in the future. Yeah, so this card is also ready. So I basically created a craft sort of design with all the dies, and then also white. And the white ones are the peekaboo designs. I love this. I wanted to have kind of like a lace design, and in fact I do have a 4x4 cover plate that is lace basically, but I will have that in a different video. So here I decided to go or create my flower cluster at the bottom of that circle, and then add the sentiment on top. Obviously there's not a lot of space for writing inside the card, but otherwise it can be seen, right? But you could also write on the back of the card, I believe. Now, from the gratitude sentiment set, there is this thanks heaps, and I just wanted to use thanks from it, so I actually used scissors to cut around it, and you can see that it looks okay. I mean, it doesn't even look clumsy, or that it wasn't intended that way. I'm always trying to add some foam tape to the larger flowers so I can tuck everything behind them, and you don't see the paper under them, so they don't. And also, I mean, often I use several layers of papers, and then you cannot see them anyway. But in this case, I think because I wanted to be a bit more quick, I did not use 2 layers of papers, as far as I remember. And I think I created all of these projects last week, and I already don't remember what I did and why. Crazy. So yeah, as you can see, I'm kind of just playing with the arrangements, no rhyme or reason. I like to put the larger ones in the middle, and then the longer ones coming off to the side, so to say. Again, I really don't, I mean, I often get questions on how I decide the arrangement, or yeah, like my thought process. But honestly, I just don't have anything. I just start, I would say, I'm just winging it, because I just start placing one down, and then I arrange the rest next to it, and it's just how my eyes like it. I don't know. I don't have any rules, or I never learned this. I know I mentioned this already. I did want at some point to be a florist, but I never studied it. That would be a nice profession, as much as I love flowers. Although, don't laugh, but I don't think I could ever remember the names of flowers. So that would be I would be a really bad florist in that way. I don't remember the names of my own products. I was just talking to a friend earlier, and I'm like, I have to put my products next to me because I just don't remember the names. So it's bad. Okay, so now this one is called Swirl, and my idea was here to add 2 different colors for each section, a lighter sort of yellow in this case, and then a darker yellow. And since there are 8 of these parts, I just use 4 for each color. And of course I will say this, I much prefer the white background, but because I decided already earlier that I'm gonna create craft 3 craft cards and 3 white, this one had to have the craft on top. So I don't hate it, but I probably would have preferred it white like it is there. So I'm going to add 2 more layers on top. It's just that with the craft, the colors don't pop that well, I think. And as you can see, I actually kept the white one a bit larger than the craft, because then I have like or so I thought, that I have a frame around it. But now I actually trimmed it off, but I still have the frame because the one that I already glued down is larger. I hope, because while I'm talking sometimes I just can't see what I'm doing. I hope I showed the die that it does not have the edges. I know I mentioned this, but basically I cut first. I trimmed or created a piece that was, I think, maybe 4.25 square, and then I die cut the 4x4 design into that panel. But you could obviously create a different size, and I believe that all these cards are 5x5. I seem to remember that I measured them. And here I'm just going with white flowers because that pops more on that background, I think. I used to do that a lot, and lately I don't remember when I did that last, where I had like a colorful background and then the flowers were white. So on the next card, again, it's just the peek through front, and this actually, because it's 5x5, the card, you can do with a normal die cutting machine. I mean a standard size. These days they have like 6x8 boards, or what is it called, these cutting plates, I think. What I did want to say is that I personally, if I create a card base like this, where you really see the die cut on the front panel, and they have to be nice and not dirty, I really always use brand new cutting plates, so that I don't have all dents on the inside of the card. I mean, you wouldn't see it in the video, I think, but in person, when you open that card, I don't like any dents or cuts, or when you use an older plate, it has all the cuts that will then be pressed into this paper. I cannot stand that. So for designs like this, I always use new plates, but that doesn't mean that for every single one of them I use new. But for all of these in the video, I use that one new plate, and then that I didn't really see a lot of problems with that then. And yeah, it's actually very simple. I just again arranged the flowers in the middle, and sentiment, some enamel dots here. The yellow one is called mustard, and then the other ones were the aubergine and the peach. So that's it. I like how those turned out. especially these ones with the peekaboo kind of design. I don't even know what it's called. I'm just calling them, but I hope that you know what I mean. Yeah, that's it. I hope that these, I don't know, that you like this format or find it interesting. I actually enjoyed working with them, but honestly, I will say this, I never look at standard sizes. I never look at what the envelopes are. I live in a country that is not my own. I don't even know what the standard sizes are in my own country. So normally I just create the card in a size whatever I want, and then I put it in a bigger envelope if I have to do that because my cards are so dimensional, they would not fit in the in the same size envelope anyway. So anyway, I just wanted to add that. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.